Today's video is about using tabs in documents. We just finished using tables in documents. I still prefer to use tables in documents versus tabs, but there is a place and a time for using tabs. Tabs are especially helpful if you just want to make a quick list. So we're going to learn how to use those tabs today. In order to use the tabs, you need to make sure that your ruler bar is showing. So you should see a ruler right along here. If that is not showing, you will need to click View and select Show Ruler. Now, for our purposes for this example today, we're going to use the Ackman volleyball team as our example, and we're just going to be creating a roster for the team. So I've already got my title down, which is Ackman Lady Dogs Volleyball, and then my subtitle, which is 2019. So I'm going to put my cursor right after the 2019. I am not going to format anything until I am completely done, other than the tabs. So at this point, I'm going to hit my Enter key 3 times so that I have a nice spacing between my information and my titles. And this is where I'm going to apply my tabs. Remembering that tabs are paragraph specific, so I don't want to apply them up here. I want to apply them where I'm going to actually use them. So we apply tab stops by just clicking on our toolbar. Two things you want to stay away from. You want to stay away from these. These are your margins and your indent for the first line. We don't want to worry about those. If we move those, our margins kind of get all messed up. So stay away from that one and stay away from the right indent, which is your right margin. So now we are going to set our first tab stop at a 1, reminding you that we do have default tab stops already set for us. We use those when we do indenting for paragraphs and such, but those are not the tab stops we're going to use today. We are going to apply some tab stops. So I'm just going to put my first tab stop at the number 1. So all I'm going to do is take my mouse, I'm going to move it over the number 1, and I'm going to click it with my mouse. And then it's going to come up and it's going to show add left tab stop, add center tab stop, add right tab stop. So it just would keep it left aligned, center aligned, or right aligned. So we're going to actually center this tab stop. And now you can see that it's up there, and that little diamond shape means that it's centered. And then I am going to do another tab stop at the 5. So at the 5-inch mark, I'm going to click that, and I'm going to add another center tab stop. What happens if I apply a tab stop and I want it to go away? Let's say I accidentally applied a left tab stop at the 2 here. Okay, and it's a little bit past the 2, but you can see that it's a left tab stop because it has the solid line on the left-hand side. If I want to get rid of that, I'm going to click on the tab stop, the blue shows up, and then I'm just going to basically swipe it to the left off my page. I just swiped it to the left and it's gone. So that's in case you want to get rid of it. So now I have my tab stop set, so I'm going to put the titles of each of my columns in there. I'm going to have 2 columns. One is going to be name or player, and then the other one is going to be year. So in order to use my tab stop, I'm going to push my tab key 1 time, and that's going to go over right to the 1 inch. Okay, so before I start typing, I'm going to tab in because I want it kind of indented on the page. So I'm at the 1 inch. And this one I would type in player, and then I'm going to tab again to get over to this tab stop. Goes all the way over, and then this would be year. Now I'm going to enter 1 time. Actually, I think I'll enter twice here so that we have a little bit of time there. And now all I have to do to start typing my list is just tab once and start typing my names. So I have Madeline, and she is a senior. All I do is just keep using my tab key. Now I'm going to enter. One thing about tabs that you have to remember is I'm going to have to go across the page. I can't go down the page first. I need to go across the page. So each player gets an entry, the complete entry at the 1 time. If I went down the page first, then I'd have to keep going back up and hitting tab after it, and it just makes a mess. So you do each person completely at once. And then I have bald. This is not going to be in alphabetical order right now. And also a senior. and then I will do Bar, Abby, Senior, and Gastel. Oops, did you see what I did there? I didn't tab over first. So then my list would be out of whack there. And then Hope, and she is a senior. Tab again, and I have Cami Style, tab, senior, tab, Fellers, Mora, and tab, and then senior. Now, I have a whole bunch of other names to put on there, but I am not going to sit and enter the names for you to just sit and watch that. So we're going to pretend that our list is done, that our roster is completely done, and now we're going to go ahead and format it. So when we format, sorry, there's the bell, we are going to format our title. So I am going to highlight the title and the subtitle because I want those centered on my page. I'm going to go ahead and center them. Now, my main title, the Ackland Lady Dogs Volleyball here, is a title, so I could use a different font here, but I want to make it kind of large because usually our titles are a little bit larger. So I could come in here and choose a font that I want to use, and I'm going to make it kind of large, so I'll make it size 24 and I'll bold it, remembering that I could add color and do all kinds of sorts of things here. My subtitle is generally larger but not quite as large as the title, and I'm going to again change that. I'll make it bold and I will make this a little bit larger, so 18. So now I have my title and my subtitle all set up. It's so much easier to go back in and change your fonts and styles and all that good stuff after you have everything on the page. So now if I want, I can come in here and I can bold this, underline it, bold this, and underline it just to kind of set those off. Now, that's basically how you use tabs in your document. You do need to make sure that before you start typing, you're going to tab over first. Make sure that you apply your tabs where you're going to use them. So then you'll take notes. Hopefully you've taken good notes on this video, and you will come into class and you will create a roster for our class according to the guidelines. So that's it for now.